Hey, what's up? This your boy Elijah back at it again. Welcome back to the channel. Glance is how I see it. Got another humble dad episode. We rocking and rolling today with one of my special guests and special friends from college days. Man, it's my frat brother. We've been hanging out as far as like on the phone several different times, but we haven't seen each other in a long time. I'm so excited for him to be on the podcast today. None other than Mr. Erik Taylor Jackson. What's up, homie?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I wasn't gonna use your stage name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nobody's used that in a long time.
That's what's up. So,
Yeah,
man, I really appreciate you being on for sure. I want to dive right into it, so I can honor your time. All right.
appreciate you.
So, the first question I ask everybody is, what do you feel like the difference between a dad and a father is, or do you feel like there is not a difference?
Yeah, well, thinking about that question, I think that it's just wording. I think a father could be something great in your life. I think a dad could be something great in a child's life as well. So, to me, when people say, because some people say a dad is just a sperm donor. Some people say a father is just a sperm donor, and to me, those are just words. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
your son or daughter calls you in reverence or with respect, whether it's father, dad, pop, that's what you are.
That's what's up. That's dope. I like that particular because nobody I didn't even think about the word pop. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because pop is definitely an enduring term.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So kind of talk. So I want to go back to when you were a youngster. Kind of talk to me about your upbringing. Was your dad in your life? Not in your life? Did you have a father figure? Kind of walk me through who was the dad in your life.
Yeah. Yeah. My dad was there from day one. He was uh, hard dad. You know what I'm saying? He's like an old school dad. Uh, he made you do chores.
Yeah.
Uh, I couldn't imagine my life with just my mom and not my dad. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Uh, so I always want to be there for my kids the way he was for us. He never missed a football game. Uh, he may have didn't tell you what you did right. He's always the critical one, but he never missed a game. You know,
Wow.
and I love that about him. But also, I had a lot of football coaches that were in my life that you saw how a man was supposed to be, how a dad was supposed to be towards his kids, and
Mm.
uh,
That's
so
what's up. So
yeah,
when did you said that you paid attention to that your dad was there? Like when did you realize that he was always like you say, oh my dad come to all my games? When did you realize that?
you know what? You don't think about it growing up. I didn't really think about it until I stopped playing.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, he was just there. You know what I'm saying? And you just thought that's the way it was supposed to be.
Mm.
You know.
So what was go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, just talking or seeing other friends that didn't have a dad, you saw the difference. But for me, I didn't really think about, you know what? He never missed a game until after I stopped playing.
Wow. So you said that you noticed that there was a difference between you and your peers where they didn't have a father figure in their life?
hmm hmm
So what do you mean you noticed the difference?
Well, I noticed that my dad was always in the stands, and my friends who didn't have dads,
Mm.
they'd have uncles or or sometimes not anyone,
Mm.
and it was just something you noticed, you know what I'm saying?
This was what did that do for you, knowing that your dad was always there?
Made me respect him more, definitely.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think that you know I always loved him, but it definitely sort of made me see him in a more positive light because he didn't have to be there always. He always had two jobs. Also, that's something else.
What?
Yeah, man, always had two jobs. He
How did it? What? How do you,
he was a game.
man? How do you have two jobs and still make it to everybody's game?
Exactly, exactly. And he had two sons, me and my brother,
Wow.
playing simultaneously. Most times we were on the same team a lot, but sometimes we
Okay.
weren't.
That's
But
helpful.
yeah, yeah. But he was a he worked for Department of Transportation, and he was also a construction worker, contractor.
Mm.
And
Okay.
you
That's
know,
what's up.
he
Did
made
you? So what do you feel like you picked up from it?
hard work. I mean, I started out. It's like I can't have less than two jobs now. You know what I'm saying? Like even though my one job pays me plenty, I've
Yeah.
got to be something else or other
Really?
things. And I know I got it from him because my brother's the same way. You know.
What?
Yep.
So he instilled in you hard work. Now, take me back. Like, what were some of the conversations like? Was he telling you to have to? This is what it's going to take to get to where you need to be. What, like, how did you get that to be implemented into you as an individual? Was it said or done or both?
Definitely said he wasn't much on talking or having heart to hearts,
Okay.
right? He didn't want to show any type of perceived weakness.
Mm,
So he wasn't really sitting you down saying, but he would tell you that you've got to be able to work hard and know how to do this and that uh, in order to be a man or, what I'm
mm,
saying, to raise a family. It was mostly, uh, he was a man of action and we would just see it,
okay.
you know what I'm saying? But,
That's what's up.
uh, you know, he, he,
That's
he
what's
would
up.
tell us a little bit.
So when did you so do you feel like him having those conversations uh you know help you as far as becoming a dad or a leader, or which function of him talking to you or showing you do you feel like you show those type of characteristics throughout your daily life?
Uh, well, the way he was, you know, uh, I think that most of it was uh, just observing him. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? We worked with him a lot on construction projects and stuff, and
That's
so
cool.
he would show us what we needed to do. And of course, growing up, you sort of don't get it
Yeah.
until you're grown. You know, so a lot of this is just thinking back on
Okay.
growing up. And so when I'm dealing with my sons and trying to teach them stuff, and they're not receptive right now, like my dad would get frustrated with us, but I'm not so frustrated with my sons because I understand they don't need to get it right now. But when they get
Mm.
older, you know, I think they'll get it.
So
Just
what
like I
age
did.
did you? So what age was it when you got it? When you was like, oh yeah, that's what Dad was trying to teach me.
Probably when I had children.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Uh, I know when I was older, you
Yeah.
know, I, you know what I'm saying? He was very hard on us. So it was
Okay.
always pushback from us.
Okay.
Although, I did everything he asked me to do because I was scared of my dad.
Uh,
He was that type of dad.
yeah.
But but I I knew that, you know, that you wanted to be able to work hard and be able to take care of yourself. But you don't put really connect all the dots until you're trying to formulate a plan for your own family and your own kids.
Mm.
And that's just thinking right now, that's probably when I really realized it. When I had to sort of try and create a plan for my own family.
So how old were you when you had your first kid?
I was telling dude the other day. He was born a week before my 25th birthday,
Oh,
and
okay.
that was my oldest. But
Mhm.
my three with my ex-wife is when I was 32. So I was much more mature, able to
Mm,
dig in and handle being a dad right there. But at 24, you know, I wasn't where I wanted to be in my life, but you try and do the best you can. But yeah, I
mm.
was 24 when I first started this
Okay.
parenting journey.
The parenting journey. So
And
when you say you when you started out, of course, like us all, we don't have a clue of what's
right.
going on. But kind of take me back to that time. What was kind of your first thoughts of when you got a chance to hold your kid?
I was nervous as all get out, man. And so my first son, uh, I knew I was there when he was born and everything, but he wasn't. It was a situation, so I didn't really start raising him or taking care of him until he was like 3.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, so he was like a little toddler.
Oh man, you
Yeah,
walking
so
him through terrible twos, terrible
but he
things.
was still my first one, so it was some nerves there,
Yeah.
especially when I had him by myself. But when I but when I had my first one with my now ex-wife,
Yeah.
that's when I was nervous, you know, because
Really? Why?
he was little. He was like a
Okay.
little bitty dude. I don't want
Yeah.
to drop him. You know what I'm saying? Like I, I don't want him to get hurt at all. You know,
Yeah.
and I was just really nervous. And I think my second and third with her, I wasn't at all, but Tyler, I was, and with Evan, I was. I was very nervous and just wanted to make sure that I didn't break them. You know, like
I know, I know that feeling. So you have four boys all together?
3 boys and a
Three
daughter.
boys?
My
Oh, okay.
daughter called me at 2 o'clock in the morning. Two
Why?
o'clock this morning. She with her mom, and her mom always plugs her tablet into the charger before she go to bed. I guess her mom forgot.
Okay.
She must have waken up and realized it wasn't charged, and she called because she's upstairs. My mom's downstairs, so she
Okay.
called me to call her mom to tell her mom to go upstairs to get her tablet because she was scared to go downstairs because it was dark.
Yeah.
So I persuaded her to just wait until the morning. That was the first time it ever happened. But you know what? I'm glad she reached out to me.
Yeah.
She's only 5. But I'm
Oh,
like, if anything happens, she knows she can call me and I'll answer that phone for her and be there.
wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That is incredible. So yeah, three. Wow, that's incredible, man, for her to even think enough to say, listen, I need daddy because I'm
Yep.
scared.
Yep.
That's dope. So how did that make you? I know what it made you feel like, but when their phone first rang, though, like what was your thought when the phone first rang?
Cause she said, Daddy, can you call mommy? So I'm like, what the hell is your mom?
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like, where's your mama? And
Yeah.
she said, uh, she's downstairs. I'm like, why don't you go to her? She was like, because it's dark and I need my tablet charged. And then I said, whew.
Yeah, for real, man. That's I can only imagine, bro.
Yeah,
That's
man.
cool. So,
Mhm.
talk to me about the ages. What's the ages of your kids?
Oh, wow. So my first son is 20.
Okay.
He'll be 21 in June.
Mm,
My second son is 12, so he'll be 13 in April. So there's about an 8-year gap between those two.
yeah.
And then my third son, he's 7. He'll be 8 in July. So it's a 5-year gap between those two.
Yeah.
And then my daughter is 5, so it's a 2-year gap. So my 7-year-old, my 2 and my 5-year-old, they're the closest. They act like twins. They can't. I don't even think they realize it. They can't do
Yeah.
anything without each other. I think
Really?
they're each other's best friend, and I enjoy watching them work because they,
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I
yeah.
got I got four also with my wife Jenny. They're 11, 9, 7, and 2.5.
Oh wow,
and the girls are the bookends, and then my sons are in the middle.
Okay.
And Joshua and Ethan, they are best friends. The
And they're
9 and the
9 and
7-year-old,
7. Yeah. That's
and they and the 7-year-old is as tall as the 9-year-old.
really
Yes,
wow.
yes, and they are always together. Like I think yesterday was the first time in a long, like literally a long time, where the 9-year-old was like, "I just need some space."
Ah, he told the 7-year-old that? Oh, he told y'all that.
He said it basically with body language. He said, because Ethan, he's gonna always say, "Joshua, you want to play? You want to do this?"
Yeah.
And so Joshua just had to say, I'm gonna read.
That is that's wild.
Yeah, and so now, yeah, so the 7-year-old and the 2.5-year-old, well, almost 3, they're bonding now. He has been a big brother to her right now, and so when she wants to play hide and seek,
Mm-hmm.
and she can't get me, she'll
Yeah.
go get him.
That's
You know,
what's up.
yeah, so it's cool to see them interact. My 11-year-old, she's a girl, and she don't really have a lot of time for these peons, right? Because she's 11. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She's
So I
older.
have to make her play with them. You know what I'm
My
saying?
little sister. I guess her little
Uh,
sister is way smaller.
but she will play with her little sister, but she's getting to the point of like, I want my own time
Yeah.
often though. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But at the same time, if she doesn't get upset if I say, okay, go play with your little sister.
Right.
She will get bothered if I tell her go play with her brother.
That
You know what I'm saying?
is
So,
awesome.
yeah, so
Let
it's
me ask
crazy.
you this. So,
Yeah,
how is it? I know. I assume you're in your 40s.
yeah. I'm
Yeah,
42.
yeah. Okay, so I'm 45. How is it having a 2-year-old man in your 40s? Because I
That's a
had my
great.
daughter when I was 40.
Okay. It's tiring.
I know that's right.
Because uh with her, she doesn't understand work schedule, right?
Okay.
And I'm at home, and
Mhm.
so she knows where I'm at. So she's gonna knock on the door, bang on the door, unless I have somebody literally have her,
Yeah.
and she's occupied her time. But I enjoy the time when I get to spend with her,
Yeah.
uh, because it's almost it's starting over, right? Like that you
Right.
made some type of mistakes
Yep.
with these others. So
Telling
what
you.
can I do with this one? Yeah.
Yeah. That's one thing that I tell people. I'm a better dad with my 7 and my 5-year-old than I was with my 20-year-old and my 12-year-old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
you grow, and I'm not the same dad. You know, and
Yeah.
I've actually told my 12-year-old, listen, man, some of the things that dad was doing back then, man, you got to forgive me, man. I just wanted him to be the best, and he was like the only child for 5 years.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, so he may have thought it was a little much.
I can imagine. So did you feel like you was being your dad to him? And
Yeah,
so what was the light bulb that clicked to say, listen, this is not what needs to be happening?
when I had other kids,
Really?
because their personalities are different.
You got that right.
Yeah, so I'm like treating these two different at the same age that I treated him like he was older, and
Mm.
it didn't work out for me. I just had to think about it and reflect, and come up with come up with something different. You
That's
know.
what's So
Mhm.
what did you? So let me take you back to the oldest one. So what? Now that he's about to be 21,
Mhm.
how often do y'all communicate?
Man, this is my thing. So I had him, and a lot of times his mom, we went to court and all that kind of stuff, and so she was the type of mom that she didn't want. He was in Kansas, first of all. He wasn't even in Texas, so
Oh, okay.
she really didn't want him down here, and I had to fight for that. So
Mm-hmm.
I did the time we spent wasn't always consistent, especially consistent enough to sort of uh, deliver the type of messages I wanted to deliver or build that relationship. So, but I always felt like he understood, and when he got older, he told me he understood, and I could feel. Uh, we text all the time. Now, trying to get the boy on the phone, that's something different.
Not the millennials, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, they more than the millennials. They like the Z or ZZ
yeah,
generation.
and I don't feel because some of my friends with young adult kids that were in the house with him, they still have the same issues that I had with him. So I don't feel so bad. I try to let him be him, and I reach out when I'm missing him, and
Yeah,
you know he
that's
reaches
what's
out to. Mm.
that's what's up. So then you bring it down to your about he's 12, you said?
Yeah, yeah, he'll be a teenager in April.
Oh, wait. So okay, so do you have your game plan kind of ready for how you transition to the teenage years? And you're finna have a teenage boy in the house.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's in middle school, and I could already sense a change from intermediate 6th grade to middle school 7th grade. It's a little, he's feeling himself. I don't know what's going on, man. But I'm just trying to be patient. I'm praying.
You have to, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm talking to his mom, making sure everything is cool. I'm having conversations with him. You know, it's an ongoing thing, man. But I'm hoping as he gets older, when he gets in the high school, because I'm a teacher, so I see it.
I know, right?
Yeah, and a lot of times these high school guys, they'll be as immature as all get out, freshman, sophomore year, and something clicks. Junior year, they like, mature as you are.
Personally.
Yeah, so I just want him to be more mature at an earlier age than some of these guys that I teach. So you know,
That's what's up. So
mm,
then when you get to the third one, like what's his personality like?
he's the most like me.
Really? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
if I could ask you which child is most like you, which one would you say?
I would say Joshua, who's my second.
Okay, see that we know like Ian is most like me as far as uh emotional, as far as he loves to keep you laughing. He's
Mm.
always telling jokes. Yeah, some jokes are silly, but he laughs.
Yeah.
Uh, he's always jumping around, bouncing around, happy go lucky kid, and he's most like me, man. I
That's,
love his personality. I really do.
that's, yeah. That's a good question that you asked. I think it's not like you have to think about it quickly to know
Right.
who's most like you. Uh, and I would say Joshua's most like me in the sense of that one, he's analytical, so he's thinking about everything at any time. But there's a time where there'll be nothing he'll be thinking about. He just wants his time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a gamer. I mean, I
Okay.
can't play video games as I want to now, but he loves playing video games just like any other kid. But
Uh-huh.
however, he's really good.
Wow.
Like like so good. 4 years old, he beat Sonic Hedgehog game.
Did he really?
Yeah, in three
I didn't
months.
know you
Like,
could beat that game
yeah, yeah. It was a different type of game.
at 4 years old.
Yeah, it's a couple different Sonic games. I can't remember the name of this one, but he beat it within 4 months. I mean, 3 or 4 months after he had got it. And so he's that guy. He likes to draw. I'm not a drawer, but he's putting his imagination on paper.
Yeah.
He's a creative, if you will,
Yeah.
and he's athletic. Like there's
Okay.
not, you know, there's not a sport that he's not going to be good at. I didn't even play baseball, but he played for the first time last year, and his coach was impressed by him. He was like, "This." Matter of fact, he was so good for his age at where he was
Mm.
that they put him at third, and then they put everybody else at their position.
Yeah, third base is the most important position.
And so that's him. But all my kids are some way like me. But he would be the most. I would say for
That's
sure.
awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And then what would you say? Your girl, like, what's the characteristics of her?
Oh man, this is Bria is her name. Hey, no teacher will ever not know how to spell my kids' names. I got Evan, which is 4 letters. I
Yes,
got Ian, which is 3 letters, and I got Bria, which is 4 letters.
that's what's up. That's
You're
what's
not
up.
gonna misspell my kid's name. No job will ever be able to tell whether they're black or white.
Right. That's the
But
thing.
that's the thing, man.
Yeah. We
But
thought about that too. Yeah. Resume names, bro.
yeah, man, it makes sense. But Bria, man, when she was, oh man, she's been like she. Well, I can tell you this. I don't know if she loves me more than the boys, but she shows it more. Like even just when she was in daycare, man, I used to take videos of her because it was so wild to me how excited she would get when I would come to pick her up.
Wow.
She still has that excitement to this day.
That's dope.
Always running it into my lap, my arms. She anything I ask her to do, she'll do. Like you say, your boy will be good at any sport.
Yeah.
I'm not sure either one of my boys would. Evan, Evan probably could. I just don't think he wants to.
Okay.
Ian, I'm not sure what he can be good at right now.
Okay.
We're gonna try. This is how you know that I don't know what to do with him. We're gonna try gymnastics.
Okay. That's what's up.
Which might be cool, but that's not generally what you would try, right?
Yeah.
But we're gonna try that and see how he. I asked him, and he said he wanted to do it because he's always flipping around. So we're gonna see if he's gonna
Okay.
flip on some match. But I think Bria is the athletic one, and her hand-eye coordination is great.
Wow.
T-ball, she can hit the ball a mile. She likes running. She gets tired because she's big boned it, but
Yeah.
she likes doing all kinds. She loves basketball. I'm gonna get her into that probably this spring.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, she'll probably be the athlete, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, she loves her dad, and her dad loves her.
That's what's up, man. This is like I tell everybody, man. This is the I think I'm glad I'm able to do this platform because to see dudes get it like giddy, right? Like we get
Yeah,
giddy when we talking about our kids.
that's
Like
what I love it, man. This is a great concept, bro.
I appreciate it. So, so when you talk about when I'm listening to you talk about all your kids, like, and you're able to know what's going on with them as an individual, even the oldest that's not necessarily around you as often.
Right.
And so that's a tribute to you saying, listen, I want to be there for my kid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As
Appreciate
opposed
it.
to some dads, or not some dads, but like men don't want the responsibility,
Right.
right? And so I
Right.
want to kind of get into the space of saying as though your kids are not there with you, and you have, they're with your ex-wife, and then
Mhm.
with another lady. Kind of talk to me. How would you? What kind of advice would you give to men in your situation that would say, "Well, I'm not going to be around my kid because I don't like her." Like,
Right.
what kind of advice would you give to them?
Well, I can tell you this. I would say that, you know, even when the kids may not look like it bothers them,
Mm,
it can bother them. You wanna stay close to them. I've always tried to spend extra time with my kids, like above and beyond what the court order says. You know
mm,
what I'm saying? So much so that like all my close friends are like, man, why you pay child support? You always have your kids, and
mm,
I mean, I think that's, I like the fact that I always have my kids because, and I'm never. It's not about. I separate the child support from taking care of from having
Mm.
them, because I don't want that to be a reason why I do or don't see them, you know.
Wow.
So, you know, what I would tell guys that are in this situation or that may be getting a divorce or anything like that, it depends on your relationship. Like guys are different. I'm sensitive. I love hard, so I'm gonna love my kids hard. A
Mm.
lot of guys love their time, their singleness. You
Wow.
know what I'm saying? And so
Wow.
they won't receive these messages the same way,
Oh,
you
wow.
know. But for guys that do want to spend that quality time with your kids, I would say do it. Don't what messes it up is when guys maybe try to negotiate the child support based on how much extra time you're seeing the kids.
Wow.
Yeah, don't even worry about that. Just tell, and I'm sure your ex, like my first son's mom, she didn't want me seeing the boy. It was just that simple. So that there might be
Mm.
something out there like that, but I
Yeah.
think for the most part, most women, usually ex-wives, like girls that you probably didn't have a real good relationship with and just had
Okay.
a kid with, they're probably on the side of I'm not gonna let you see my child. But if you
Okay.
have an ex-wife and you were there with them and all that, generally they'll be, you know, real good about letting you see the child
Mm.
whenever you want. And so, like I coach, and so 6 months is tough. So when I'm not coaching, when the season is over,
Yeah.
I dive head first into my children's lives, and I
Wow.
do that. You know, I mean, I guess I would do it sort of to make up for not being there as much. You know, the months that I had to actually coach and work long hours and stuff. You know, so you know, if you have time, if you don't coach or if you just work a 9 to 5, because those like every other week goes by slow, man. That's two
Yeah.
weeks not seeing your babies.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I gotta get them. I gotta do something. I can't
That's
just not. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah. And as
Yes.
they get older, as mine do, like even my 12-year-old man, I call him. He don't answer. You know, take him a day or two to call me back. So you go over there. Like I could go over there because they're 10 minutes down the road,
Mm.
and my ex-wife is great about allowing that, you know.
That's
So, you know, I could do that, but you know, I think that would be the advice I would give, man. Just
I
you know,
appreciate that.
don't just settle for every other week or every
That's
other
what's
weekend. Yeah,
I appreciate that. I appreciate your transparency because coming from the perspective for me, my dad was paying child support, and it felt like that's all that mattered to him
hmm.
as far as his time with us.
Wow.
Right, and the reason why I say that is because um, mom. It's not like my mom never talked bad about this dude,
Yeah,
never,
yeah.
and he wasn't coming to do anything with us.
Wow.
You
Yeah,
know,
that speaks up highly of your mom.
that's what I didn't realize that until, as you say, later in life,
Right.
that she just wanted us to develop our own idea and our
Mhm.
own opinions of her. And
Yeah.
even to this day, she's like, Elijah, you need to reach out to him. Like she don't even like him like that. Like they've been together for a minute. But
Yeah.
in her mind, she's like, it's important for you to have a relationship with your dad, you
Yeah.
know. And
Yeah.
so I can see, I can see that you're looking at it from a perspective of I know how valuable it was for me to have my dad in my life.
Yeah.
And you said just a few moments ago, right? I couldn't imagine my dad not being there.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
so you don't want that to be what your kids would have to try to experience, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah. So even though like my mom and dad, they never got divorced. So he was in the household. But you know, unfortunately, we got divorced. So I'm not in the household, but
Mm.
I want it to be like I was never there, you know. Like
Mm.
or no, like I was never not there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so,
Yeah.
you know, uh
What have you seen? What kind of transition did you see when you and your ex-wife broke up? Was there did something happen to your kids where y'all had to come together and talk to them about the situation and how it wasn't their fault type deal or anything like that? Or did y'all not include them in talking to them about what was about to happen?
Well, the two young ones were too young. They
Oh,
didn't know.
okay,
Yeah, yeah. Bria
okay,
was I think 2 and Ian was 4.
oh, okay,
Yeah, they don't think anything of it.
oh, okay,
Evan, if I can remember, I think maybe I had a talk with him, and but he was so cool with it back then because he
mm.
was like 9.
Oh,
He
okay.
wasn't tripping.
Mm.
I think he's changing now, but I don't think it's because of the divorce. I think it's just because he's growing
Mm.
and he wants his independence a little more and that type of thing. But
So,
yeah, I think they were all three of them very young, and we didn't really see any uh any negatives that the divorce caused.
okay, that's good. The reason why I say that is because I know this one young girl who was really heartbroken when she found out the news for her parents,
Mm,
and so we had asked um, our daughter, like, if that was us, like what would be your thought process?
right.
Well, she's 11, and so of course she's a little bit more mature as far as the age is concerned. She said that I wouldn't trust you guys.
Wow.
That's what she told me. That's why I had asked that question.
Yeah.
She told me that she wouldn't trust us, and I'm like, why? My wife was like, why would you not trust us? And she said, well, you all told me that y'all don't believe in divorce.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you told me that you don't lie. And so
Hey,
that yeah, and so they kids are paying attention.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was asking if there was a conversation that was had, so that if it was, then you could probably help somebody else kind of understand what to do. That's what
Right.
that's so so
Yeah.
that's what's up. So as you go into the fatherhood even more, could you tell us what you feel like your biggest mistake was and your biggest achievement as a father thus far?
Wow. Man, if I ever thought about my biggest mistake, I don't know.
That's why you're
Uh,
here.
uh, Probably having a son out of wedlock.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if that answers your question, I imagine maybe you're just talking about
Somebody
my
just
big.
like you remember having a conversation, or there was you could have parented differently,
Okay,
had
a
a dad,
parenting mistake.
yeah, parenting mistake, yeah.
Let me see. Probably, like I said, I was pretty tough on Evan, but Evan is so sharp now, man. He he's real mature for his age. He's smart as a whip.
Mm.
But I probably could have been. I was short my. I probably could have cracked the whip a little less with Evan.
Mm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I was just trying to drive him to be excellent. I was trying to be
Mm.
a Joe Jackson.
Whoa.
Except I didn't take it that far. I
Okay.
was I was trying to be an Erik Jackson.
Ah, I got you.
But
Okay.
uh yeah, probably. Also like I tell my girl right now and my sister and my ex, they know I'm uh I'm more interested. So my dad was probably more interested in raising us up in a way that we knew hard work, we knew we weren't disrespectful, we didn't embarrass them in public, stuff like that. But I'm more interested in, my kids, I guess, social well-being.
Okay.
I'm more
Okay.
interested in them enjoying themselves, their time with me, having bright outlooks on life,
Mm,
being confident in themselves and their abilities. You know, it's sort of it's different than the way I was raised.
okay. Wow.
It's sort of by choice. You know,
Okay.
I didn't want to I didn't want to be that guy that just wanted to make them clean up all the time or do chores to teach them lessons. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I
Yes.
want to do other things to teach them those same lessons and stuff.
Mm, that's dope. Oh man, that makes sense. Because I too try to do the exact same thing when I'm talking to my like when I'm um, disciplining my kids.
Mhm.
I try not to, I was like very militant because I felt like that's what was going to help them become more obedient. Right?
Yep,
It's such a fine line
very
in
fine.
in trying to get them to do what you think is going to be best for them,
Hmm.
and how do you encourage or discipline them so that it can happen, right?
Yeah.
Because like like another like somebody Swift said earlier this morning, he said it's not a rule book, you know what I'm saying, on how to parent
Hmm.
this particular kid.
Right.
And
Right.
so it's trying to figure out what's gonna work in this situation, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things we started doing is that we started doing taking away TV time. We do I did like where you have to do squats or push-ups, other different, or just having a conversation
Yeah.
about why did you make that decision. Not like when we were growing up, it was not a conversation. You messed up. Here's your
Exactly.
punishment.
Exactly.
But what I've learned by talking to them is what was their process, what
Hmm.
was their thinking process, so that I can teach to that.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. That's what I want to. That's why. Yeah. That's important that you listen to them. Like we weren't listened to. It was like my way or the highway.
Yeah,
you know. But dad, nope, type of thing. So
yeah.
just listening to them, you're right. You learn how they think, how they process information, and that can help your parenting a long way right there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like there was this time with my oldest. Uh, I talk about her a lot because I interact. She's the one that I've had the most time with, if you will.
Mhm.
And I remember disciplining her for something that I thought she did, and I did not give her a chance to talk.
Yeah,
And if I would have given her an opportunity to voice what it is that she did or didn't do, then I could have easily avoided that. Because
yeah,
that's not a discipline I could take back.
exactly,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
And so, and for me, as a prideful guy, like I hate being wrong.
Yeah,
And so I don't want to discipline in that way. And there's no way for me to
come back from that. Yeah,
yeah, there's no way for me to come back from that. So
right.
that's one of the reasons why I started just trying to have as many conversations and then decide what the discipline is.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
that's
You
what's up. I mean, I totally agree with that. Now, my son is Evan, the 12-year-old. He's a drawer as well. He sort of
know?
animates, yeah, and he has his YouTube channel, and
Okay.
yeah, he has some really good stuff on there. But he has one called School Stories, and it struck a chord with me because we can all relate. Like he had some stories about teachers, and this is him. He animated all of this, but he's narrating it. It's the coolest thing, man. I mean, the
You
boy
gotta show
does.
me, you gotta tell me about it, bro. My
Yeah,
daughter loves watching those right now.
but the stories, like, whether it was like all kinds, it was all the stories were just like the stories you told, where he would get in trouble for stuff that the teachers didn't know wasn't his fault.
Mm.
Yeah, it was about three or four of them, and I was like, yeah. I told him, teachers are human too. They make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But we all been through that, man.
Yeah,
And
you sticking up for the teachers.
yeah, I, I didn't want them to hate teachers just because they had a miscommunication. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So tell me about what you feel like has been your best parenting moment thus far.
And my best parenting moment.
Yeah, achievement. However you want to
Okay,
explain it.
okay, yeah. Well, uh, I know with my oldest son, I taught him how to drive, and that was a big deal.
Oh,
Because he's not here, so he came here for the summer uh, when he was about 15, and
that's cool.
his mom, she always claimed that she's too nervous or whatever. So I taught him how to drive over the summer, man. He been burning
Yeah,
rubber ever since. You
that's
know,
cool.
yeah, that was definitely awesome. I think uh, me and Evan had a breakthrough. I had to, like I said, I'm I am, I don't have an ego, so it's easy for me to apologize. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
That goes back all the way to college. Like I mean, we didn't have a lot of time
yeah,
together, but I knew that there was something different about you than all the other dudes.
yeah,
Yeah, you seemed pretty humble then.
appreciate it, man. So yeah, I was talking to Evan, and we were talking about certain ways that I punish him for things that he do,
Wow.
and I had to be honest and was like, okay, so you don't like those ways, then I'm not from now on. I'm not gonna do those ways, right? We're gonna
Yeah,
switch it up,
yeah,
but I am gonna do this, 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 and this. If you get out of line, and he was cool with that. So I really enjoyed that because I never want to take myself too seriously, especially when it comes to my kids. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's what's up. That's dope, man. That just oh man, we can talk forever on that one. That because the reason why I say that is because that's what I tried to do. Like I've had some like I told you that one bad moment, but I've had I'm sure some other ones that we could share and take
yeah.
all day. But that's one of the things that I had did for with my kids. I had asked them, uh, an opposite of it. I asked them, how much time do you need daddy in a day? You know,
Hmm.
you
Wow.
know that because you know that I work a lot, and so
Mm-hmm.
for me, I don't know how much time that is, and so in my mind, I'm like, man, I'm not spending enough time. My
Yeah.
wife would say, well, you get to them when you can,
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the source. So
Right.
I each asked each one of them. Of course, Jordana's on the 2.5, and she just take whenever she come get her time. Uh, and my other ones, they're just respectful of me when I'm in my room doing this as well as doing
Mhm.
my other works. And
Okay.
so I went to him last week and I said, I just want to know how much time do you need from me, you know? And they told me a number.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said, well, whenever you need that, you got to come. If I haven't given it to you,
Mhm.
you come tell me, right? And daddy will make sure that he gets it done, right? And so
Wow.
I wasn't sure if they were going to do anything about it, especially the one I tell you, like Joshua, he's a real reserved dude, and you don't
Mhm.
really necessarily know his emotion. But he was the
Mhm.
first one to come to me.
He's what, 9 year old?
He's not.
Okay.
He came to me last night. He said, "Daddy, can I get my 20 minutes?"
Hey.
I was like, "Oh, for sure." I said, "Okay," but it was late, so he was like, "Well, can I get it tomorrow?" And so we did. We had, even though I had a busy schedule, carved that time out, and we played Battleship,
Huh.
and we just enjoyed sitting down playing Battleship together. And
That is
so
live. I'm gonna
yeah,
I'm gonna do that.
okay,
I'm
for sure.
I'm gonna get my kids. Like I have a 5 and a 7 year old, so I'm not sure how much they'll get the minutes or whatever. But I'm
My
sure
7 year
Evan.
old, he told me he wanted an hour.
He said an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, I'm asking my kids how much time. So how would you phrase that?
Is how much one-on-one time do you think you need from daddy for you to have a good day or be satisfied in the day?
Oh, so this is per day.
As much as possible. I
Okay,
mean,
so
it may not happen every day,
yeah,
but you know, they will know. I think I may have said in a week or something like that. I can't remember specifically. I just kind of remember asking them what's the amount of time, and
yeah,
then when they feel like they haven't had the one-on-one time with dad,
yeah.
come get me and tell me.
That's live, man.
You know,
I,
and so,
I can do that, yeah.
but
So yeah, because well, I have them every other weekend and then every other Thursday, but I could
they
definitely,
want that they want that time by themselves though.
yeah. And
You know, yeah,
I had planned on doing that, especially with Evan because he's older,
yeah.
you know. So I planned on taking him get a day for him, after basketball season. But the two little ones, they like twins, man. If I don't take
Yeah.
one, I take one without the other, man. They gonna have to burn the house down.
They
Don't
you
steal
have to you
the
just have
house.
to do it one day. You just have to do it one day because today, yeah, like when we was about to get ready to play Battleship, Ethan, who wants to be around his brother all the time, he was like, maybe it can be like a brother day. I was like, well, no, son, you'll get your time. And so this is Joshua's time. And so you'll
Yeah.
just have to, you just have to wait. He was bothered, so bothered, bro. He went to go take a nap.
Wow. Yeah.
This
That's when
7-year-old,
they go to sleep. They upset about something.
what? Like, what? You don't have nothing else to do. So it has destroyed your world that you can't hang out with your brother for about
Yeah.
20 to 25 minutes. You're
Yeah.
going to go to sleep. So, yeah. That's what's up. Yeah.
That's live, man.
All right. So let's get into these questions, man. This has been dope, bro. Give me a number between 1 and 44.
21. Was I supposed to say it out loud?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely. Who was your childhood hero?
wow. Childhood hero, man. I looked up to
Hold on, baby. I told you. She come get it.
who was my hero who I really looked up to?
Who is that?
A guy named Colin Powell.
Seriously.
Yeah, man. I really looked up to that
Wow.
dude. I used to read about him all the time. And yeah. I
Wow.
wanted to go into the military.
Huh?
I wanted to go into the military.
Okay. Wow. I wouldn't have never thought that. That's what's up. All right, cool. Give me another number.
43.
What has been your favorite age so far and why?
In life?
Yep. What has been your favorite age for you and why?
Wow. So I can say this. My probably I'll say it like this then. I'll say 32, and
Okay.
that's just because that was when Evan was born. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? That was
Yeah.
a real joyous year. My first year teaching and my son being born and me getting married all in that within that year. So yeah, that
Oh
was
yeah.
a
I
special
can see that. That's what's up. 32. That's what's up.
year.
Okay. Give me the last number.
25.
What do you remember most about being a teenager?
Oh
What do
man,
you remember most about being a teenager?
football. Trying to get that scholarship, man.
Really?
I
Did you
was on
get
a mission. You know what I'm saying?
this? Was so like from freshman year all the way?
Yeah, from eighth grade, from fourth grade all the way. So yeah, all my teenage years I played football.
Wow. What position did you play?
I played defensive end. I played
Really?
defensive end on a big 5A football team. Yeah, man. I was pretty good, pretty
Wow.
decent.
Did you get to? Is that how you got to SFA?
Actually, I had other scholarship offers, but I walked on to SFA.
Wow.
Then I switched positions. I played safety and linebacker at SFA.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Wow. That's what's up. Wait, you went from DN to safety. That's
Hey,
crazy.
you know what I'm saying? Like I knew nothing about the defensive backfield.
That's crazy.
But
I mean,
guess what?
whoever watches this, most men watch, they know that's crazy to go
I
from
know. You
DN to
know, I tell everybody, man. But like when I start, like coach just told me some pretty basic things about cover two, cover three, and it clicked. Like it wasn't
Mhm.
hard for me, and I was
Mhm.
I was a physical guy, so safety sort of worked, man. You know.
And now you coach it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm coaching now. I've coached all three levels: linemen, linebackers, safeties. I've been a coordinator for about 6 years.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah, coaching is. I was telling a friend the other day, man, coaching is giving me everything. I think I was telling some of my basketball kids,
Yeah.
that I think they earn scholarships, and me and the other coach just giving them life lessons and stuff, man. And
Mm.
I was telling them how coaching has set me up to where I am right, or playing football has set me up to where I am right now, and I wouldn't be where I am without it.
Mm.
And
It
so,
is beneficial. That's what's
yeah.
up.
Mhm.
Well, I appreciate you sharing, man. This has been a really good edition of Humble Dad. You've given some really good insight that I don't think that we've had
This is
this.
fun, man.
I really appreciate that you enjoyed yourself. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's the whole goal, to make sure that you all enjoy yourself at the same time, being able to give some content
Yeah.
uh, to people.
Appreciate
So,
you inviting me on, brother.
oh, yeah, for sure. And then got a couple more questions. I need to know, what would you want, or how would you want your kids to remember you, or what would you want them to say about you?
I would definitely want my kids to know that I love them more than life itself.
Mm.
Uh, and if and it'll probably be Bria speaking at my funeral. The other two, I don't know.
That's
But
not funny, but that's funny. That's
Bria loves her daddy, man. Hey, they ain't stopping the funeral before she say something.
okay.
I was the same way at my mom's funeral.
Okay.
But I would probably want them to say that I was always teaching, and I always wanted them, uh, to learn, and that I was always trying to be, positive. You know, I mean that's me to a T, and hopefully my kids are receiving that.
That's what's up. So then the final question is, which TV dad would you say you most resemble?
Yeah, you know what? I had this one before you even said the question, man.
Okay.
Heathcliff Huxtable, man. I love that dude. You know, I've
how how
always, huh?
how y'all similar?
Well, I think that he's the funny dad. He's the fun dad.
Okay.
And yet he always sort of checked Theo. You know what I'm saying? Like he, like just he wanted to keep things light, but
Yes.
he could get deep with his son who
Mm.
needed it. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what's
And
up.
I think that's me to a T.
That's what's up. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate this, man. This has been another episode of Humble Dad on Glenn's How I See It. Like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel.
Yes,
And
sir.
I want to thank you for being a humble dad, sir.
Appreciate you, Elijah.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
All right, buddy.